We're all called to make an impact. Believe that. I don't know what yours is. I know what mine is. I know what He sent me here for 6 years ago. It took me a while to figure it out. I had to listen more than I talked. I didn't understand a lot of what this place was. An amazing institution with incredible management, and couldn't figure out what my role was here. What do you need a broadcaster here for, God? I didn't get it. Then I was at a Knights of Columbus State Convention where I was being introduced, and they introduced me as the head of the largest soup kitchen and shelter in the state of Missouri. God said, "Do you get it yet, dummy?" They need a storyteller. They need somebody to get the message out there that we're not a soup kitchen and a shelter. We have 28 programs that help pick up people's lives and give them jobs and give them their mental health back and get them reintegrated with their family and into their community. We don't believe in long-term shelters. We don't believe in just feeding a man for a day, but rather teaching him how to fish for himself. It's the whole premise that this agency's been working under for 25 years, and when I got here 6 years ago, there was this huge perception out there that we were Larry Rice, so we were another shelter, and we're just a different entity. And I'm like, thank you. They don't need an administrator. I got the best chief operating officer in the city running the operations of this place, Greg Vogelwein. They didn't need an administrator to come here and tell people how to do their jobs. They needed somebody just to put a light out in front of the ship and grow what was already in place. I could do that. He took my skills and he took my abilities and all my 18 years of connections in the media world, and he used that. What's he going to call you to do? What's your set of skills that's going to make a difference in some nonprofit, and it can be in a volunteer role? I can't tell you the impact that board members have on this agency. They grow the circle every single day of what we do. Real board members who don't just put their name on a line and put it on their resumes that they're on a board, who show up for meetings and tithe and give back and bring in their circle of friends and their circles of influence. It happens all over the city, in nonprofit after nonprofit, of volunteers making real, profound differences in their community. What's your call? I ask you to identify your strengths and jump in. Jump in with both feet. One thing that nonprofits do not need is volunteers who stand around going, "Oh, I really want to help. What can I do?" Hands in their pockets. You guys have skill sets. Bring them to us. Tell us what you want to do. Hang around for a week or a few weeks and figure out what an agency needs that you might have. I have a volunteer who's a president of a local bank who was serving food. I mean, most bank presidents, they sit out at tables. This guy was serving food to all the tables at Sports Trivia. And I asked him, I said, "Why are you doing this?" He said, "Because I'm getting on this committee next year, and I figured this would be a better perspective for me than to just be a part and watch the event come to me. I wanted to be in the trenches, seeing how it worked, being all over the room, talking to different participants, and see how I could make the Sports Trivia Championship better." That is stewardship. That's a man who's over his status. It ain't about him. It ain't about what company he runs. It's about how he's going to serve better. Be open to his plan. Don't give until it hurts. Give until it feels good. And what I mean by that is sometimes that's a thing of, we want you to give till you bleed. No. Give until you got to invent new ways to give some more. Because it feels so good that you just can't stop. And that happens. It happens. We see it every day in people who volunteer for the first time. By the end of the first year, they are your most die-hard, regular, entrenched volunteer because they get it. They've immersed themselves in the concept of stewardship. And be innovative and bold. People who are outside the nonprofit sector bring a very unique perspective to nonprofit organizations. You're not in it. You're not in there with the blinders on. You're not in there in an entrenchment mindset. You get to bring in fresh ideas and infuse new business ideas and bring in ideas that maybe management hasn't thought of. You know, internal ideas are one thing. External ideas are a whole nother breed. So be looking for ways to improve processes and improve things within any charity that you work at, because we all need help. None of us have it down. And none of us should be closed-minded to something that an outsider sees. I ask you not to come in and try to, change the shape of the wheel, but you can certainly help in every facet of every agency using your strengths and